But the ones to watch, you've got TJ Hendy, he's the current series leader. You've got Matt Bevilacqua also right there in the mix. But as we look on down, you've got Corey Taylor, world Ironman champion. You've got Zach Morris there. He's of the BMD Northcliffe Club. He is having an outstanding day. Adam Palmer, he finished third up at the Hayden Kenny Classic. Now, if we turn our attention to the overall standings, it's currently TJ Hendy out in front, Zach Morris in second, Benny Carber in third, but Cooper Williams and Matt Bevilacqua, they hold on to 3 results. So they're going to be coming home with a really good doubleheader coming up. They're in both finals across the 2 weekends. We know that from the qualification this morning. So they are in the box seat now to add some very, very valuable points. As we see Odin Parrish, he's having a great time. Isn't he a character?
He's just a happy-go-lucky young kid. He's an absolute cack. I got the fortune of training with him the last couple of years at Northcliffe, and he's always happy, got a smile on his face. He's a great kid. So we bounce on down the line there. We got Bowie Wheeler, Corey Fletcher. Looks like Kendrick Lewis in there. We can see Finn Askew, Jackson Borg, Dan Collins, who else? Joel Piper, Zach Morris, the man who's leading the MVP points. He's been looking impressive all day. He'll be looking to snap up some even more points again here in the Ironman now. Charlie Brooks, and then rounding out with Sean Riley from Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park. This is a red-hot open men's final, 20 on the line. Looked up before this, Matt Bevilacqua was just in form, in an incredible amount of form at the moment. I'm going to go Cooper Williams, though.
Wow, I like that. You've gone away from your best mate, your former housemate.
Yeah.
Look, you can't pick him every time, though, can you?
I can't.
Cooper Williams, I love that. You've almost taken my pick from me, but I've gone with Adam Palmer. I think that he's got the skills in the surf. He's proven that he's a winner. He came third at the Hayden Kenny Classic in the Iron. He took out the board at the Hayden Kenny Classic. So these conditions out here, they suit him to an absolute T. He looked fire this morning in the qualifiers. I think he's really good. Finn Askew, though, has proven himself in these conditions. Corey Fletcher has the speed to match for the Summer Surf Series. Charlie Verco gets in on the omission of Ali Day. So Ali Day out sick at the moment. So Charlie Verco gets his chance. Now, Charlie Verco, he had a really good result up at the Hayden Kenny Classic. So at one point throughout the season, he was in there with contention. After falling out of the Manly Open, he thought, maybe my season's done, my season's over. He gets gifted an absolute blessing from Ali Day being out. Unfortunate for Ali, but a blessing for Charlie Verco. He's right back in this. Now, I flashed back a couple of years ago where Charlie Verco had the race all but won, and then he got smashed in the final leg on the final back break. And that was him, race over. So for him on the big stage, it's not going to be a shock to see him win. But look, you got 20 athletes. The big omissions, though, Ben Carberry, Joe Collins, and Ali Day. But any of these athletes can win. As we see Dan Collins, he had an absolute blinder in the surf race earlier. Corey Fletcher, always fast off the beach. Jay Finesse, he's a big boy. He's a big body. So this is going to be super powerful for him out in this surf. But look, you can't go past Zach Morris the way he's moving his craft and his body.
I know I said I picked him for the win. If he doesn't win the overall Ironman, I can all but guarantee he will win this opening swim league. Cooper Williams is the most consistent and dominant open male swimmer I have seen in an Ironman league. Every single time that it is swim league first, Cooper Williams, I would put my house on it, safe as houses, Duff. He gets to the cans first every time. He's just so incredibly quick. If he's not first, he's always in that top 2 or 3, though. He's just so incredibly quick. And he's only a little fella. There's not much of him. You wouldn't say he's a big, strong lad like your Ben Carberry's or even a Kendrick Louis. He's quite a skinny young bloke, but he can just absolutely get those arms moving. And you watch him at the top of screen there. That's Cooper Williams in the yellow and black, Alexandra Headland's cap, and he is just stretching out further and further. It's almost like the entire field is all but in a blanket for second, and Cooper's got a body length on them all.
Oh, Cooper is in green water right now, and he is streaking away. Now, one thing that Cooper Williams has done this season that he hasn't done before, he's found a little bit of back-end speed. He's always had the front-end speed. Like you say, he's the first out of the first leg almost 9 times out of 10, especially if it's a swim. Now, what he did up at the Marucci Classic, the 7,000 point event, was get to the front and show a little bit of heart. As we can see, the argy-bargy, that boys go to UFC around the cans. There are fists flying everywhere. And you know what it's like out there, Paulie. There's no holds bar, is there? It is on for young and old. Whatever you want to do out there in the cans, just be man enough to back it up, because it's coming back your way next time you hit them.
Absolutely. That was a bit of a precursor for UFC 284, I want to say, because whilst I talked about, I've continuously mentioned throughout the broadcast, being in your own water, out in front, in that green water, you just get into a rhythm and you stretch it out. Look what Cooper's done. When they all went hammer and tong into that first can, and all got backed up in a bit of a gridlock, Cooper just stretched that lead out even more so. I couldn't. The entire field is in that tight tussle from second all the way back, but Cooper's got 3 body lengths on the field. If he can pick up a wave from here, he will have a very, very handy lead as we watch.
Zachy Morris there of BMD Northcliffe picks up an absolute gem of a wave, got himself head down, aerodynamic, and just got the 6-beat kick going. So he's closed that gap to him and Cooper Williams. So it's the 1-2 at the moment. Dan Collins, most underrated man in the world, there in 3rd spot. He flies under the radar almost every single race, but he's always there at the pointy end as we see Morris and Cooper Williams go head-to-head right now. Now, I spoke to Cooper just before the race. He's a very humble guy. He didn't think he would be in this position as they go down.
Big drop from the skies for the boys there. That would be very challenging to hold. Cooper Williams,
and
Zach
no
Morris.
surprise. No surprise. How do you manage to hold a wave like that, Paulie, when you fall top to bottom and it explodes? You've got metric tons of water falling on top of your head. It's like getting crushed by a gorilla.
They are tough. Those waves are very, very challenging. When it stands up like that on that sandbank and drops, all the ocean wants to do is push you to the bottom. But the boys have stood up. They've got one in. As we see the rest of the field is scrambling on that bank trying to pick up the remainders. As we see Zachy Morris on screen, he's already on the sand. He's up. He's running. 2 legs to go. He's got a board and a ski. Cooper Williams will be off screen, but he'll be right there beside him. They've done very well out of this. They didn't hold that wave all the way to the beach, but they've done enough to get there. As we can see, Finn Askew standing up now. Matt Bevilacqua was there. Kendrick Lewis, Corey Fletcher. There's Jakey Morris, who won the board earlier. We got TJ Hendy a little in front of those boys. Jackson Borg, Noah Steiner. Mate, you could throw a blanket over the rest of that field.
Oh, it is still race on. It's still anyone's pick. I do like the look of Zach Morris and Cooper Williams out in front, though. But it was nice to see TJ Hendy pop on up. He's your current series leader. So good to see our series leader is in the mix and adding to those points. As you can see how far the tide has gone out. So as we can see, it's really, really challenging on this shore break still. But tell you what, these run legs, these transitions are getting longer and longer and tougher. It's probably not what we used to. We don't normally race at this time of the afternoon at the Summer Surf. We're more of a lunchtime package, but because of the extra events that we've run, Cooper Williams, though, he is away and he is up, and he has to roll that one really, really late. Decision time to just go at the very end there. He tried to just get as far as his way into it, and he's got there and he's motoring. So to be able to turn from a roll onto his board and to be able to get back onto speed and momentum is unbelievable, because look at the next wave that's going to hit these next couple of athletes. It's slowed them right down. Cooper Williams has found himself at the front of this race again.
That was very, very tricky and great surf skills by Cooper Williams. What happened was it sort of doubled up that wave, and it's very challenging when you roll one wave and you come back up to jump back on and the second whitewash hits you. That's when you really lose valuable meters. But he came out of that very well. As he starts to round the swim can now, he'll make his way out to the board can. He has definitely opened up that lead, but that's Charlie Verco on the orange board there from North Bondi coming into the field now. Zach Morris will get there second. Sorry, Charlie Verco will be a very close third. Dan Collins in fourth. Then we've got Bo Wheeler's up there in fifth. Looking back there, I'm going to say it's Jackson Borg and Matt Bevilacqua, and Jake Morris is also up there. So
Cooper has to just go up and over that one. So he gets hit by that little bit of a whitewater washing on through, and that sort of closes the gap a little bit. So it's Zach Morris trying to chase down Cooper Williams. Now, those boys are right in the thick of it for the overall series. So it is on right now. It's big stakes on the line here. It's the Friday shootout. There's 10,000 points and a whole heap of cold, hard cash, because look at this. The boys, they're in this zone now, and they are getting absolutely worked as Cooper Williams climbs that mountain up and over, and you can see how much that hurts his momentum. These boys at the bottom of the screen, they had a little bit of a softer run over the top, and it's just the way that the ocean forms sometimes, isn't it, Paulie? As you go up and over, it just sort of falls, as we see wave after wave start to pound down on Northcliffe Beach as they go up and over. I really like Kendrick Louie in his position. Good to see Kendrick Louie up there in the race, but look at this coming on through. I reckon that's Joel Piper there of Maroochydore. He goes up and over that one. Nice little pop just to redirect. He was starting to move a bit sideways, as we see Cooper Williams up and over that one. That might be just enough, and Joel Piper goes in and under that one as well. Look at that, shooting backwards. Dan Collins at the top of screen. He's going to have to wear that one on top of his head. Punches through that one. Cooper Williams goes up and over again. Paulie, I don't know where to look.
Stuff, you're speaking too quick for me. I don't know where to look. There's too much action. There's boys at the top of the screen and the bottom copping waves left, right and centre. But I dare say Cooper, I don't want to jinx him, but Cooper Williams is out the back now, and he's done very well to get through that. I can't quite make out who that boy. I'm going to say, is that Manly? Is that Kendrick Louie on his old white and blue vintage cracker board? He's thrown, normally he's on the purple, but it appears to me like it could be Kendrick Louie.
Well, that's right. He's normally on the purple. He could be on the blue and white. And wouldn't it be fitting? We're calling this the Friday shootout, but in reality, it is the Manly Open Classic. So for Kendrick, a proud Manly Lifesaving Club member, for him to win the Manly Open in the Friday shootout would be absolutely amazing. As they turn the can, Charlie Verco gets all caught up there as we see Zach Morris come on through, as does Bo Wheeler. So Bo Wheeler in a great spot. There's TJ Hendy. He's in the middle on that pink and white board there. Finn Askew on the top pink, but look at this wave on here. The leaders, though, they're gone. That's Kendrick Louis. It definitely is on that Manly board there, the Manly sky blue back cap. But Cooper Williams, look at him.
Oh, look at him pull down this stuff. He just did. He read that very, very well. He was hunting it on that down to the south on that angle, and he got himself onto that wave perfectly. He is just not. He's not making mistakes right now, and in conditions like this stuff, that could be the most decisive factor.
Yeah, it could be the most decisive factor now. I have been the driver of the Cooper Williams bus this season. He has been one of my favourite athletes to watch as we see the boys at the top of screen start to pull one down. So Cooper Williams in a bit of dead water right now. It's just starting to fill out as they get a nice little run. It looks like it's Kendrick Louis. It looks like it might be Joel Piper of Maroochydore. It could be Joey
Verco.
Collins as well.
I'm calling Charlie Verco.
And then on the top of screen, that is Zach Morris. He's having an absolute day out there, Zach Morris.
Wouldn't that be an incredible story if you missed the final? Ali Day turns up sick. You get the fairy tale finish or a walk into the final, although you miss it, and then you take the win on the day.
That would almost be more of a story and a fairy tale than your win last year in retirement.
Let's not get carried away, Duff.
No, it wouldn't be quite as special as that, but it would be definitely a moment as a story in it as we see the man there. It's the North Bondi man we're talking about, Charlie Verco. He was gifted the spot this morning to the omission there. Look at Joel Piper. Joel Piper, a young under-19 athlete. He has nothing to lose right now up against the open man. So as we see here at the Summer of Surf, it's an open category. That means the juniors come in with the opens. It's an all-comers field. So Joel Piper, just currently still in the under-19 age group. He is a junior. It's like your Joseph Suwali of the NRL coming up and making a star of himself. This is Joel Piper out now. He is coming in to make a name for himself. Is that the big man, Tom Scott?
Tom Scott,
6'5" giant there. Tom Scott of BMD Northwood, formerly of New Zealand, and he has his eyes set on the prize right now. 10,000 points on the line as he goes in and makes a meal of that. It could be Zach Morris as well. He's quite long and rangy as we see Finn Askew into water, but it's Joel Piper of Maroochydore. No, Zach Morris. We do apologise, Tom Scott. It is Zach Morris, and he is right in spot. I love the Kendrick Louis being up the top of this race. I'd love to see him get a win as well, as I would see Charlie Verco. The fairy tale continues for Charlie.
They are doing very well to get through that shore bait. There was a few little small mistakes there, as you can imagine. Third leg, they're exhausted, these guys. Their heart rate would be sitting up around 180. They would be definitely feeling that lactic acid and fatigue setting in now, but they want the money, they want to win, and they want to get around this course unscathed as we watch. Joel Piper, we would have said the young kid, you know, he might be a little bit more inexperienced on the ski leg, but he's holding on to that lead very well, and he's looking all class out there at the moment as Zach Morris just sits right there on his tail. He doesn't want to let him get too far away at all. Kendrick Louis is still in that sniff. If anyone is a gritty, hard-working racer, can win a dogfight battle, it is Kendrick Louis. You do not want to be in a dogfight battle with Kendrick Louis.
You do not want to be in a dogfight battle with Kendrick Louis. Some might say he races a bit dirty, but I think he races tough, and I absolutely love it as we see Joel Piper. Now, Joel Piper, I don't think he's been in a position like this before. As Kendrick Louis gets worked there on the outer bank, I don't think Joel Piper's been in a position like this before. Zach Morris, maybe not either. These are two up-and-comers that are now at the top of the sport. They are at the absolute pinnacle right here. It's the Friday shootout of the Shaw and Partners Summer of Surf. 10,000 points on the line, an overall series on the line. Zach Morris is in the hunt.
This is just too exciting. We would not have, no discredit at all from the boys because they are incredible racers. But if you said to us at the start of this race it'd be Joel Piper and Zach Morris going to the final leg to win, we probably would have thought you were lying. But here they are, and they are doing it so well. Look at that rating. Those boys are absolutely going to work. Young kids, plenty of fitness, nothing to lose, and they're getting after that win. They want it.
Mate, Zach Morris looks an absolute treat right now, as does Joel Piper. These boys are going to war. They are laying down the punches right now here in this open male Ironman final. It is the Shaw and Partners Summer of Surf Friday shootout. There's 10,000 points on the line. There's an overall series on the line. There's jackpot prizes on the line. We are coming down into the final stages, Paulie. This is unbelievable as we see Kendrick Louis turn for home now as well. There's a little bit of a bump, but the boys are on one here out in front. Now it is about safety here, Paulie. It's about safety first. Who can manage the way in?
I can almost assure you, if it comes to a sprint race, nobody is beating Zach Morris at the beach. He is extremely quick, but a little wave right now. There's not much on the horizon. I don't know if this will go all the way through to shore, but it just looks like it keeps running as we see them on the front of that paddle. The rating goes up for Zach Morris and Joel Piper. They're going to try and drain this as far as possible all the way in.
Tactics there from Zach Morris to try and push Joel Piper into that swim can, but it almost came unlucky there for Zach Morris, trying to do too much work, and Joel Piper's got himself a nice little bump. Zach Morris may have played himself, but he's got himself right back in him. Now, you say Zach Morris doesn't get better up the beach. I saw the way Joel Piper ran through transition. I'm giving Joel Piper a red-hot chance right here. It's going to come down to who can get up the beach, who can get off the ski, and who can get their feet in the sand and across the beach here at Northcliffe faster. Joel Piper gets the advantage, stumbles there. Zach Morris, he is away. He's off to the clappers, he's off to the races. He's got his nose out in front of Joel Piper, but Joel Piper is not letting him go. He is hunting him down like a little rabbit. The dog is after him as we see Zach Morris take this crown. He is going to celebrate that one as he comes through the banner. He then goes to the top of the overall standings. He sets up the Shannon Eckstein for tomorrow. What a race from Zach Morris. What a day he's having. I tell you what, we said it early this morning. He's a star of the future. Forget that. He's a star now. Zach Morris, welcome to the winner's circle.
Wow, wow, wow. Wasn't that an incredible race? As we watch Cooper Williams just sprinting up the line against Jackson Borg now. He wants to try and take out some more points, but that was just incredible to watch. We talked about the two young kids. Charlie Verco was there. What an incredible race by him. I don't know who got third. We didn't quite see who got third yet, Duff, but Zachy Morris, that was incredible. Joshy, let's hear.
I'm here with Zachy Morris. How much did it take to win that one?
Oh, with a run leg like that, a lot. Oh, far out.
Talk us through those final stages. You knew Piper was there. He got off to a flyer on the ski. Talk us through that entire ski leg.
Oh, I knew Joel. He had some toe up the beach. And then I washed rode him the whole way out, and then he was too far left. And I took a more direct line to the can. Then we got the same run on out the back, and I was like, damn it.
Tell us your thoughts when you got off. You've got a bit of toe, but as you said, Piper's pretty good. Did you look around or just pin the ears back?
Oh, my word, I looked around. Of those transitions, my legs were gone. And lucky I just got off first and had a quicker run up the beach.
You've promised a lot for a long time. Does it feel good to finally deliver?
Oh yeah, huge thanks to Earl and Alan from Shawn Partners. Put on an event like this is incredible, and then we've also got tomorrow as well, which is unheard of, so it's good to have these sort of races.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your Open Ironman winner, BMD Northcliffe's own on his home beach, Zachy Morris.
Thank you, thank you.